So, welcome back to a little update video. As always, I'm using this method here. For more explanation, I made a standalone video. I will link that at the end of the video, or you just search in the watch lists, in the playlists for Fractal method. So, it will only be a small update video today because a lot of things didn't really change today. So, let's start with GME. And let's start with a quiz. Who said the sentence like they snubbed it, or the algo is delaying it for 3 weeks? Write it into the comments if you want, if you know who I mean. The same person said everyone who bought puts will get crashed. If the certain person in any way is watching my video, I don't care. My puts are green, not crushed. Okay? Okay, so now for the tracking. I already said yesterday that this is our T. For the T to be finished, you have to go lower than this. And I'm expecting this, let's say, maximum end of December. You can bounce even 1 cent under this, or my price target is something between 18 and 17. Then higher low. Then we are ready to go. What have we done today? So for just tracking, this was your T, your little C. What we did today was maybe lower high. Oh, let's look at the 5 minute. Maybe this whole, way too big. Maybe this was lower high, or your lower high is already in here, and this was just already your M. Still then, you have to come lower than this. Maybe you come up again, T. And then you knife to your V, high, low, and then you go. Or you just knife. Like Jimmy's quite always doing. Yeah. Not saying that Jimmy is always knifing, but very often you have your earnings. You have your start knife. On the next day you have the bounce. And the big move is coming after that. Just saying. But if you watched my videos, you all know I'm not this asshole who is 100% in a direction, because it's just stupid. And my method is not a multi-billion trillion dollar software which 100% projecting me moves which are since 3 years always wrong. So I, as a poor person, have to work always with main tracking and old version. So old version would mean somewhere in here is your T. This was your bottom. And this whole thing is just higher low. Okay, so there's still a chance. In that case, the only problem you have, maybe, you can say your bounce is the 0.5, which it was. Here's your 0.5. So there's a tiny chance this is finished higher low, and you go. If you break over 23.56, it's bullish. There is no. If you break over this, you are bullish again. Okay, that's it. If you still come down, I don't want to spread hopium, but normally the higher low is ending in a V under A. That would mean here is your higher low, or here's your tiny higher low. This is your C, this is your B, and most likely this is your A. And in that case, to finish this higher low, you still have to, if you come down, if you bounce here at 2097, you still have a chance to go up, just say. But be careful, because this could be just M, and if you bounce here, this could be just T, and then you get the, just saying, okay? My main tracking is still, this was your T, and you will come lower than this. If you don't like that, I can understand it. I can understand it. Just wait. I think we get this move maximum in 2 weeks. If we do it, come back, try this method. Okay, just an idea. And if you are this special person, okay, let's jump into the next one. Beyond. So here's our chart for Bad Path and Beyond. We are tracking for the bullish version that this is our high low. So let's look. For this, the higher low is finished. That's what I meant with GME, for example. This higher low is ending in a V and A. Perfect. What did we do? We already broke out. So, 2 versions. The first one is, this is our little A. It's also our tiny C, but this is our little A. This is already breakout retest. Here, 0.5, perfect, bounce, and we start going. Okay? If we still see downside, then the only way as an alt would be that this is our L. Why is not this our L? Just because we broke over this. So the lower high can't be this. And then you would still have to come lower than this. Up M, lower T, and then you should bounce here. Yeah. The only version for me to, and that's the 1 hour, the only version to track this out right now. And of course, if you break 513, the bearish version takes over, and this takes way longer, because then you have to go to make a new low and blah, 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 blah. But otherwise, we are expecting this move for the next weeks, months. Looks good. So, little jump into Unity. Not really much move today. Just a little warning. Right now, we are perfectly at the T line. Okay? And I say always your A is around the T line. So maybe you go a little bit higher, but there's a big chance for me that this today, or was it today? Yeah. This today was our little C and our A. And that would mean you would start to pull back now. Let's see. If you break over 60-ish, yeah, then something in my tracking is wrong, because then I really don't see downside anymore. Okay? Good. Beyond. Here our bullish version for Beyond. Let's see what we did today, because Beyond is also in the pullback of higher low. I really think this whole thing is now higher low. It finished with a V and A. If this would have been A, then we would have bounced here already. We didn't. But we already finished our high low. We are already in the breakout. So for the tiny tracking, this was already your A. And right now we are in the A pullback. So two versions right now. First version is the A pullback is finished. A, lower high, midpoint, and this little thing here is your T. This is already V, and we should see big moves in the near future. The only problem is this tiny T, because with this M, this T is very small. But say this, we did this in October for our first run too. Yeah, C, which was our A, lower high, midpoint. These little candles was our little T, V. We would be already here, in my opinion, right now. And then we went. So we already did it. So it's possible. If not, that's the only alternative right now, what I have. And that would mean that this here has to be our T. We have to come lower than this. And even if it's only for 1 cent, we high, low, and then we go. And this is the 5-minute chart. So this is easily doable till Friday. Just saying. For levels, if we break 142, there is no alternative to the downside anymore. If we break 120 to the downside, I think we will do this. Okay, so we have a clear path. But right now it looks fantastic. Okay, plug. So here's our bullish tracking for plug. High low is finished. We are on the round to A. And for plug, we are also in the A pullback. Two versions for this. Nah, normally only one version. Here's our V. Somewhere in here is our higher low. And this is already A. And you're in the A pullback. For the bullish version, here's your 0.5 V, and you already bounced on it. So the only way I could imagine, if you still have a little downside, you come something in here, 1890-ish, but then you go. And your next target is 31 for B. If you're really breaking to the downside, your last chance for bounce is here at 102 for the V and the A. And then you go up. If you break lower, then it's the bearish version. And this here wasn't A, this was T. But then we talk about way, way longer, because then we have to come down here, make, no, even lower. Yeah, then we have to come down here, higher. This takes time. Okay, so right now it still looks bullish. Okay. View sale is still going up. Open didn't really do anything today. BLNK, because I made the shout out for this is the perfect buy-in. For the tracking, we are doing the third fractal. First one, second one, third one. And we are still, nothing has changed, in my buy zone. Here. $8 is better. Yeah. Here, because we are V under A. Yeah. V under A. So the only thing we have to do is high, low, and then we go. There's just one alt. I mean, yeah, there's just one alt, and that would mean that this wasn't your A, that this was your A. And that would mean our V under A is here at 84 cents. So you would still have to come a little bit lower then you do the high low, and then you go. Which would mean you still have 10% for the downside. If we compare this to here, we kind of saw that also where we dropped under the trend line a little bit. How much was that back down? Yeah, 6%. Comes near. So maybe this. But you really should then bounce here. And nothing is changing. Our next move should still be this. And our next target is 26. Okay, next one, AI. C3AI, yeah. Yeah, our tracking, I think it didn't really do anything. So, as always, side by side, also, we could track it with symmetry, where we just take this bar pattern and flip it on the other side. And in that case, we would be right here. And yeah, no really change. Yeah, still maybe looking for a little run, but then you still have to go here to V&A to finishing the high low. And how this would look like is something like this. As already said yesterday, this will take some time. Little update on grab, because I hadn't that in the last videos. So here is our tracking for grab. High low and A is finished. We are still in the A pullback. Yeah, and not much is this to say here. We have our A peak, which is our little C peak, lower high, midpoint. This was clearly our T. We still have to go down. Yeah. So my target, you could bounce here, but this is only the V under A from this little section. I still think we have to come down here. 380. Then you go. As I already said, it's massively slow. I don't know if you can make money here, but for the tracking and for the study, I will still continue to do it. SAVA. Here our tracking for SAVA. We are looking for this gap fill. For the bullish checking, we are doing right now the higher low. And did we do something today? Yeah. Thing is, it's quite 50-50 right now. For the bullish one, this was your T. This knife in pre-market was near the 0.5, so it could be. The only thing you have to do is break out of this trend line. Break out of this trend line, go over 350, and then you go. If not, T is not finished. You still have to come down here and bounce on the 0.5. But thing is, you know, high low normally is doing the V&A at $2. Let's see. Let's see what the week is giving us. GNS. Here our bullish tracking for GNS. Still waiting. Yeah, we are not in the A pullback still. So let's look. So for the bullish tracking, the A pullback is finished here with a V&A. Higher low is also finished, and we're just doing nothing right now. If bullish, boom. Alternative, this was your T, and you still have to come down here to 47, higher low, and then you go. Don't think that yet, but always have an alternative. Yeah, and FFAI wasn't really doing something today. We are also in the bullish tracking still looks perfect. Higher low is still finished. And yeah, doing sideways action. So The little higher low is in my opinion this one. This is already finished with a BND, so waiting for something for upside. Yeah. Okay. That was everything for today. I know it wasn't much, but except SPY and VIX, nothing really moved today. So nothing significant. You might get your 5, 6 to 10%ers, but for these stocks, these movements aren't just nothing. Okay. If you have questions, write it in the comments. If you have wishes, the same. And if you liked it, leave a like. Let's see if we get this week a real move on all these stocks. Yeah.